What's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NFL podcast, back for another week. I am your host, Alex Leak, and tonight was Monday Night Football as the 2-2 Cleveland Browns traveled to Levi Stadium to take on the undefeated San Francisco 49ers, who are sitting at 3-0. Big game. Browns trying to improve to 3-2 and stay at pace in the AFC North, while the 49ers undefeated, testing it out against, a very hyped up Cleveland Browns team with Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb, all these weapons. On top of that, the Browns are getting Antonio Callaway, wide receiver, back for this game after serving a 4-game suspension. Now, the secondary was a little banged up on each side as the Browns are playing without Denzel Ward or rookie corner Greedy Williams. And for the 49ers, no Ahkello Witherspoon, which puts corner, what's his name here? K'Waun Williams. No, corner Emmanuel Mosley getting his first career start for the 49ers. So let's get into this game. Right off the bat, interesting game plan for the Cleveland Browns. I saw that right away. I'm not a big fan of Freddie Kitchens, and I don't understand the game plan. Comes out here, and the first throw of the game, first play of the game, he doesn't trust his young quarterback enough to make the first throw of the game, as he has star wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. throw the first pass, completing a 20-yard catch to Jarvis Landry. So, interesting start to the game. Landry completes that 20-yard play to Jarvis Landry, LSU connection. But then the Browns go 3-and-out after that play and punt it away. And the 49ers' first play is a Matt Breida rush where he breaks through the line and goes 83 yards for a touchdown on the opening play of the game for the 49ers. Going up 7-0, and this would be a sign of things to come throughout this game. I thought the Browns' defense was better than this. To allow the Niners to go 83 yards on the opening play, your run D has to be a lot better than that. So a tough start for the game for the Browns. So then immediately after the Breida touchdown run on the Browns' very next offensive play, hey, let's have Baker Mayfield throw it this time. All right. Baker Mayfield drops back, and pressure from 49ers rookie defensive end Nick Bosa. It's a common theme throughout this game is Nick Bosa getting pressure on Mayfield. Bosa pressures Mayfield. Mayfield throws the ball and gets intercepted by 49ers star corner Richard Sherman. Great play by Richard Sherman. And an interesting note on that is Sherman had no interceptions last season. That's his second pick of the year. So a nice play by by Richard Sherman at the expense of Baker Mayfield. But the 49ers' pressure was a big part of this. Mayfield would later hit Odell Beckham Jr. in the hands, but it was a high throw. OBJ unable to make the catch. Blame on both parties here. But it just goes to show you the Browns were not sharp early on either side of the ball. Defense, special teams, offense. None of it was working for Cleveland throughout this game, which leads me to go to coaching. He didn't have his team ready to play on Monday night against an undefeated team, which makes no sense because you would think all the hype would be, hey, let's give the 49ers their first loss of the year, but Cleveland just wasn't ready, and it was evident throughout this game. Niners linebacker Kwon Alexander gets to Baker Mayfield along with corner K'Waun Williams. So half sack for each, but Kwon Alexander making an impact in San Francisco. The new linebacker out of Tampa Bay was brought in this offseason. Then Jimmy Garoppolo hits running back Matt Breida a 5-yard touchdown pass. So the 49ers jump out to a 14-0 lead, and Matt Breida getting both the touchdowns to start this one for the 49er offense. Baker Mayfield under pressure throughout. Defensive tackle DeForest Buckner from the 49ers strip sacks Baker Mayfield, and it's recovered by, you guessed it, Nick Bosa. The rookie defensive end seemed to be everywhere in this game. Gets the fumble recovery. Unfortunately for San Francisco, Robbie Gould misses the 47-yard field goal attempt. A rare miss for him, and the score stays at 14-0. Then a great pass breakup play made by 49ers corner Emmanuel Moseley in the end zone. This is his first career start, mind you, but showing his skill set early and often throughout this game. So that great defensive play by Moseley sets up Browns rookie kicker Austin Seibert, who hits a 30-yard field goal, cuts the lead 14-3. Then Browns defensive end Myles Garrett records his 7th sack of the season and forces a 49ers punt. So at this point, it's looking interesting. The Browns drive down the field, they're threatening, they're in the red zone. A touchdown here would cut it to 14-10 and we'd have ourselves a ball game. But instead, a Baker Mayfield pass to wide receiver Antonio Callaway. Callaway, again, his first game back from suspension, his first game of the year, throws it to him at the 1-yard line, looking like it would be an easy touchdown. Instead, Callaway bobbles the catch, bounces, tips the ball up in the air, and it's intercepted by 49ers corner K'Waun Williams and returned 49 yards. Tough blow for the Browns. That should have been a touchdown. That should have cut it to 14-10. Back-breaking turnover by Cleveland. Turnovers will kill you. Red zone turnovers, when you're already down, will destroy your chances of winning the game. You have to take advantage of getting the ball in the red zone. You have to at least get 3 there to cut it to a 1-possession game. Instead, the worst possible outcome, an interception with a big return, sets the 49ers up a good field position, and then a 19-yard rushing touchdown by 49ers running back Tevin Coleman puts them up 21-3 in the first half. The Browns throughout this game did a horrible job defending the run. They were just getting pushed around at the line on both sides, and not great on the defensive side and their offensive line, just getting pushed around in the trenches. Tevin Coleman makes it 21-3 49ers. Robbie Gould would miss a 52-yard field goal attempt to end the first half, so 2 misses for Robbie Gould, rare. But the Niners still lead 21-3 at halftime. Right before the half, Nick Bosa, we're going to be mentioning his name a lot in this episode, gets a hit on Baker Mayfield, and after the play imitates Mayfield's flag planting celebration. If you remember going back to college when Baker Mayfield, as an Oklahoma Sooner, planted the Oklahoma flag at midfield of Ohio State, at Ohio State's game in Ohio State Stadium. And so that was considered a disrespectful move by Baker Mayfield back then. Nick Bosa, a former Buckeye who was on that team, didn't forget it and held on to it. Well, he imitates Baker Mayfield's flag planting celebration. Doesn't have a flag in his hands, but does the exact same thing Mayfield did. Pretends to plant a flag. And Bosa said after the game that he's not much of a talker, but he was talking Mayfield's ear off throughout this game. Talking trash, saying, hey, you guys going to give us a game? He said, I'm not usually a trash talker, but Mayfield had this one coming. So, nice to see out of Nick Bosa. He brought his game, backed it up on the field. 21-3 halftime lead for the 49ers. This game was all but over already. Into the second half, Jimmy Garoppolo fires a 22-yard touchdown pass to tight end George Kittle. The Niners lead 28-3. Then a 32-yard field goal attempt blocked. Robbie Gould trying to extend the lead. That gets blocked by Browns corner Tavir Thomas. So that's 3 misses for Robbie Gould on field goal attempts in this game. Unreal. But just think where the score would be if he made all those. We'd be looking at a 37-3 score by now. So I guess one thing that went Cleveland's way was Robbie Gould from field goal. But everything else went San Francisco's way. Nick Bosa records another sack and forces a fumble. So a lot of craziness. Nick Bosa was everywhere in this game. Another sack, another forced fumble. He was just a magnet to the ball throughout this game. He was zoned in. Nick Bosa was ready for the matchup against Baker Mayfield, safe to say. Then with 7 minutes remaining in the game, this is curious, a 28-3 ball game, just 7 minutes left. Most coaches, you look at that score, you look at that situation, you say, look, I'm just trying to get out of here. It's not been our night, it's not been our game, things aren't going our way. Let's just get out of here without any major injuries. At 28-3, that's where you start putting in the backups with only 7 minutes left. But instead, Browns head coach Freddie Kitchens, again a rookie head coach, never even been a coordinator full-time before, was a running backs coach last year. Well, Freddie Kitchens sends star wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. in for a punt return. Now, why the hell would you do this? It makes no sense. You put this isn't just a good player on offense. This isn't a guy like, we can do without him for a week or so. No, this is the best player on the team. The highest profile player on the team. Your best offensive player. Your biggest star. You get this guy hurt. You get Odell Beckham Jr. hurt, and ticket prices are gonna drop. Amount of fans showing up to games are gonna drop. Well, Freddie Kitchens sends Odell Beckham Jr. out for a punt return. Horrible coaching decision, especially at that time and position of the game. Game's over with, man. It's 28-3. There's only 7 minutes left. Pack it in, Kitchens. You didn't have your team ready to go. Now is not the time to be doing this kind of stuff. The good news is Odell Beckham Jr. didn't get hurt. The bad news is he fumbles. Fumbles on the punt return. Great defensive play made by 49ers safety Marcel Harris, who forces the fumble. And the 49ers recover and add salt in the wound. This time Robbie Gould finally makes a field goal. 44-yarder. Extends the lead to 31-3 San Francisco. I just can't harp on this enough how bad of a coaching decision that was. And that just highlights how bad of a coaching job Freddie Kitchens has done to this point, in my opinion. It was the wrong hire at the time, and it's even more evident now that it was the wrong decision. We'll see how long Freddie Kitchens lasts, but in a day where we already saw Jay Gruden get fired by a bad Redskins team, we'll see how long Freddie Kitchens lasts, but I'm going to go ahead and go on record and say I don't think it's going to be very long. I don't think Freddie Kitchens returns in 2019 or in 2020. I really don't. I keep forgetting this is 2019. But I don't think Freddie Kitchens returns next season. I don't think he's an NFL caliber head coach. I think he can go get a job somewhere as an offensive coordinator. That's fine. And that should have been his next step in the progression. If Freddie Kitchens was the offensive coordinator right now in Cleveland and you had a veteran head coach, like say Mike McCarthy or someone like that, I wouldn't give a shit. But when Freddie Kitchens is the man and no one's holding him accountable, man, I'm worried about this Browns team. And, this is a volatile roster you have there in Cleveland. A lot of big names, a lot of big personalities. And the second the team doesn't believe in Freddie Kitchens, all hell could break loose in that locker room. And Baker Mayfield doesn't strike me as the leader that's going to keep everyone calm. With guys like Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Greedy Williams. There's a lot of big personalities on this Browns team. So we'll see how it all works out. Regardless of this rant, horrible coaching decision by Freddie Kitchens throughout the season so far, and they definitely showed up in this game. So anyways, the 49ers defeat the Browns 31-3 in Levi's Stadium on Monday Night Football. the 49ers stay undefeated, improving to 4-0, and the Browns drop below 500 at 2-3 with a tough schedule on deck. So not great news for Browns fans. Looking at the 49ers stats, I mean, undefeated still to this point. They got to be doing something right. Jimmy Garoppolo goes 20 of 29 for 181 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no turnovers. Garoppolo improves to 10-2 as the 49ers starting quarterback and has thrown a passing touchdown in 11 straight games. Pretty impressive for Jimmy Garoppolo. People were questioning his accuracy and quarterbacking skills in the preseason, but no signs of that tonight as he carves up the Browns secondary. Again, an injury hit secondary, but still. 49ers running back Matt Breida combines for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns and was clocked on that 83-yard touchdown run, was clocked at running 22 miles per hour, which is the fastest player clocked speed with the ball since 2017. So pretty impressive for Breida. Impacting the game not only in the run but in the pass as well. Multi-talented, multi-dimensional running back. Tevin Coleman, who they brought in free agency this offseason from Atlanta, 16 rushes for 97 yards and a touchdown. Again, the Browns were not stopping this 49er run game. Tight end George Kittle, 6 catches for 70 yards and a touchdown. Rookie defensive end Nick Bosa was everywhere, records 4 tackles, 2 sacks, a fumble forced, and a fumble recovered on 2 different plays. Nick Bosa brought his game and was clearly fired up going up against Baker Mayfield. He wanted to get revenge for his Buckeye family. Robbie Gould in a rare, I don't think I've ever seen this out of Robbie Gould. 3 missed field goals in the game. Goes 1 of 4 on field goals, 4 for 4 on extra points. Any 49er fans that don't know Robbie Gould's resume or his history, in my opinion, there is absolutely no need to worry. This guy is an excellent kicker, probably the best kicker in the game, who had a bad night. Look for him to rebound nicely in their next game. Wouldn't surprise me. Let's book it. Let's go ahead and book it. Robbie Gould's not missing a field goal in Week 6. There, I said it. 49ers offense has 430 or more total yards for the 3rd straight week. Most for the 49ers since 1998. So their offense is clicking. Not only their offense, but the 49ers defense gets their 10th takeaway this season in the game after only 7 takeaways in all of 2018. So the Niners offense is clicking. The defense is taking the ball away. That's a recipe for success in San Francisco. Not only that are they taking the ball away, but the 49ers defense is the only defense in the NFL that has yet to allow a rushing touchdown this season. So stout against the run, forcing takeaways. Man, this 49ers team is clicking. Looking at the Cleveland Browns stats, Baker Mayfield throws 8 of 22 for 100 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and a fumble lost. Those turnovers are killer, especially in the red zone. And Baker Mayfield now has thrown at least 1 interception in 6 straight games. Needs to cut down on those turnovers. Starting to see a pattern with Baker Mayfield here. Running back Nick Chubb combines for 99 yards and is the first player to rush for more than 75 yards or more versus the 49ers this season. So, if I'm Cleveland, I'm feeding Nick Chubb more. I'm feeding the running backs more. I'm putting less pressure. I'm taking pressure off of Baker Mayfield, which I feel like there's a lot of pressure on him right now. And I'm feeding the running backs. I want to be balanced offensively. I want my running backs to dictate the tempo. Then use play action and stuff like that to my advantage to get guys like Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., Antonio Callaway, David Njoku more open. Jarvis Landry, 4 catches for 75 yards, was the leading receiver for the Browns. Odell Beckham Jr. held to just 2 catches for 27 yards and a fumble. Again, Odell Beckham Jr. is used to putting up much bigger stats than this. And on prime time, you know he wants that attention and those balls thrown his way. But it's not working out for him right now. And we'll see how long the Browns can keep Odell Beckham Jr. happy. But throwing him out there in the fourth in a game that's already been decided is not a way to keep him happy and to keep him healthy, most importantly. So Browns got to get shit figured out there in Cleveland. Rookie kicker Austin Seibert is a bright spot. It was a good draft pick, and he's done excellent so far this year. 1 of 1 on field goals in this game. So a lot of questions for the Browns to figure out. Coming up next for Cleveland, they fall to 2-3, and in Week 6 they're going to be playing a home game against the Seattle Seahawks, who, if you guys watched Thursday night last week, you saw a Seahawks team that's clicking. You saw a Russell Wilson that's, in my opinion, tops of the MVP candidate right now. He's my leading MVP guy. If I was going to vote today, I'm picking Russell Wilson to be my league MVP. So Browns defense will have their hands full in Week 6 going up against the 4-1 Seahawks from the dog pound. 49ers injury is fullback Kyle Juszczyk. I think that's how you say his name. He injures his knee, was seen wearing a knee brace after the game. Hopefully he's not out for long because that would be a big blow to the 49ers and their run game. One of the best fullbacks in the game. For the 49ers, they improved to 4-0, and in Week 6 will be going to LA to take on the 3-2 Rams. That's a must-watch game. That's a game that I'm looking forward to. 4-0 Niners at the 3-2 Rams in LA, and I'm taking the Rams to win that one. But if they don't, if the 49ers win that game, then it's officially time to take this team seriously. A win over the Browns at home on Monday night is going to get the hype going nationally, but I'm not buying it yet. I got to see them do this in LA against the Rams next week. If they do that, then this is a Super Bowl contending team. If they lose that, then they're right on schedule. A good team, but not great yet. They got to prove it. They got to show that they can do it. But big opportunity for the 49ers against a division rival on the road. Sean McVay, Jared Goff, Todd Gurley, and those Rams. We'll see if the 49ers can go steal a victory there. So big win for the 49ers. They stay undefeated. Browns fall to 2-3. Major questions in Cleveland, especially starting with the coach. A lot of people are going to blame Baker Mayfield for this performance. I'm not. I'm going to put this on squarely on head coach Freddie Kitchens' shoulders and say, look, you got to have a better game plan. You got to have your guys much more ready to go than that going forward. We'll see. Kitchens is on my coaching hot seat, and we'll see if the 49ers can stay undefeated in Week 6. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think. Have a great week, and peace out.